But to be honest, I'm South African, and to roam the streets of South Africa at like 1, 2, 3 a.m. at night it's impossible. So the safety for me is the biggest thing. And someone would be like, "Why do you live in China? Would you live in China longer?" Yes, I would. Why? The safety. Like as a young black girl, it means a lot to just know that I'm safe whatever time, wherever I am.
Talent is very difficult because in Africa, only South Africans are considered as native speakers of English to teach English in China.
Yeah.
But I learned now it's very difficult for black South Africans to get jobs in China. Is that true? Why is it happening so? What has been your experience or from little conversation we have with your friends about what is happening here for black South Africans?
Yeah, it's definitely much more difficult to find a job than it was like a few years ago before COVID. So I'm not quite sure what's the correlation there, but yeah, it's a bit difficult. Some recruiters will just straight up tell you they don't want like black people. I think some schools want more Caucasians. Like, yeah, it's a bit tricky.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
Ni hao.
Hi. Ni hao ma.
All right, so can you give us a little intro about yourself? Where you from and how long you been in China?
Okay, so my name is Lwa. Okay, my full name is Alwande.
Okay, you look in the camera, yeah,
Sorry.
so they can see your beautiful self.
Okay, my name is Alwande, but everyone calls me Lwa. I'm from South Africa. This is my, I've been in China for 2 years, going on to the third year.
Okay, hi guys, my name is Tando and I'm from South Africa and I've been in China for 2 years.
Hi, my name is Ntabi Singh, and I've been in China for almost 6 years.
2 years. What motivated you to move to China from South Africa?
Oh my goodness. Ching, ching, ching. Money, money, money.
Money. Why? Were you not making money back in your country?
Not as much as I do here. And who doesn't want to live abroad, guys? Doesn't want to come and live abroad. It's a beautiful opportunity. So, yeah.
Nothing really, hey. It was, I always say like China chose me. I didn't choose it. It was an offer. I'm actually studying the side, so it was an offer that just like landed in my like lap. I didn't want it at first, but I think my calling just kept going towards there, and I don't regret it, to be honest.
Almost 6 years now.
Oh my God.
Almost 6 years. It'll be 6 years in September.
So what brought you to China? What motivated you to move to China?
I needed a job, and there was a job in China, so I came.
Why? There were no jobs in South Africa.
I mean, like, yeah, actually, like, I couldn't find a job. I was struggling to find a job, and like, I had my degree, and I thought after varsity, I would like, you know, easily find a job, but that wasn't happening for a couple of years. And then a friend of mine had been working in China, and she was like, "Hey, why don't you try this out?" I had never left my country. I had never thought of working in China. Like, it was just the wildest concept ever, but here I am a few years later.
So what are some of the cities you've lived in China so far?
I've lived at or been.
Yeah,
No, I've only lived in Nanjing.
Nanjing, okay.
Yeah, but people think I live in Shanghai.
Oh, I thought you live in Shanghai.
Exactly, because I'm here every week.
You're always here.
Yeah, no, that's true. But no, I live in Nanjing, and that's the only city I've ever lived in. And yeah, I am planning to move to Shanghai though next year. Hopefully that goes well.
Right. What is your impression of China after living here for 2 years?
This is a really good country. It's functional. It makes sense. It's convenient being in China. I think as long as you have your people here, you're set, right? But I mean, the culture shock is evident, and other things that do make it a bit difficult to adjust to. But to be honest, I'm South African, and to roam the streets of South Africa at like 1, 2, 3 a.m. at night it's impossible. So the safety for me is the biggest thing. And someone would be like, "Why do you live in China? Would you live in China longer?" Yes, I would. Why? The safety. Like as a young black girl, it means a lot to just know that I'm safe whatever time, wherever I am. And yeah, that's the biggest thing, honestly.
I've been living in China for 2 years. I first lived in a city called Zhongshan. That is in, I forgot the province. But then...
Zhongshan, I think maybe the southern part of China, right?
Yes, that's true.
Maybe Guangdong.
Guangdong, yes,
Guangdong,
you got it so
Guangdong,
right. Yes,
Guangdong.
Guangdong. And then the second year, I came to Shanghai.
Also, you live in Shanghai now?
Yeah.
All right, cool. What is your impression of China after living here for 2 years?
Oh, wow. China life is so fast. I love it so much. I love how everything is so convenient. Yo, guys, everything is so convenient here in China. Like, you can literally order your groceries and they can come in 5 minutes to your doorstep. That's so cool, right? Very cool. I love China. China's very convenient.
Oh, so you love the convenience in China, right?
Yes.
So what has been the journey for you living in China, teaching English for 6 years? Do you love your job?
I love my job. I love my job. Like, I'm so glad that I do love teaching because I was worried about that, of course, before coming. But I love it so much. I love kids. Like, it's a very fulfilling and rewarding job. I like it.
Right. Let me put on the spot. Ireland is very difficult because in Africa, only South Africans are considered as native speakers of English to teach English in China.
Yeah.
But I learned now it's very difficult for black South Africans to get jobs in China. Is that true? Why is it happening so? What has been your experience or from little conversation we have with your friends about what is happening here for black South Africans?
Yeah, it's definitely much more difficult to find a job than it was like a few years ago before COVID. So I'm not quite sure what's the correlation there, but it's a bit difficult. Some recruiters will just straight up tell you they don't want like black people. I think some schools want more Caucasians. It's a bit tricky. And also, it's just getting very strict. Like, you need more educational qualifications, like your PGCEs and stuff. So it is getting very difficult to find a job in China, but you can still find like a job. Like, I know of people that have just arrived from other countries or South Africa. So I don't know, it's tricky because it's hard. People say it's hard, but there are still people getting jobs. So
Very true.
What has been
The market is really bad now for black people. Like
bad for black people?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
like now your skin color determines if you are able to get a job or not. You're very lucky if you are able to get a very good job in China with your skin color because they really want Caucasians.
Wow. Guys, that's the everyday challenge of being a black person in China.
In China, yes.
Okay, I don't have personal experience, but I do know of friends. The job market has become a bit tough for them because they are looking for more like people from the States and like Europeans per se, a particular skin tone. So I'm told back in the days, like, if you're South African and you had the right accent, you were popping. Like, that's who they wanted, But those are the struggles that they've been having. And to be honest, I tutor part-time, so I do find difficulties there as well, where when you ask for can you recommend yourself for the job, and they'll tell you they are looking for a European person or a person of a different skin tone, and it's become challenging, but I don't know, man, hopefully it can get better.
The challenges of living as a foreigner.
The challenges of living as a foreigner in China would be the language barrier because I don't think people here understand us. We also don't understand them because it's two completely different cultures.
Right.
And also, like, Chinese are not used to seeing black-skinned people, so they'd stay every time they'd see us. They'd want to take pictures. It's just so overwhelming sometimes. It's like, guys, where do you live? How do you not know African people? And they'll be like, don't you want to be lighter? Like, no.
So comparatively,
Yeah.
how would you rate your life in China as compared to your life back home 2 years ago?
Comparatively, can I be honest?
Be honest, we keep it 100 here.
I can't rate because back home I was very shielded, but I lived a very comfortable life because my parents worked hard for us with that. And in this side, there's so much freedom, but there's a lot of responsibility that comes with it. So I think my experience in China has been a solid 7.9 out of 10, and back home 7, maybe because the growth element was taken away because I was shielded, but it's relatively just as good. Hey.
So you still advise people to come to China to teach?
I mean, if that's what you want to do, but there's other countries. But if that's what you want to do, I would advise you to come. Now that I've been here, it's not scary. It is super foreign, but there's something about going to a foreign country that just grows you in unimaginable ways.
How were you able to navigate your life and live comfortably for 2 years in China?
I thank God that I have a Google Translate on my phone because what would I do without it? So I navigate my life through Google Translate. I'm trying to teach myself Chinese, but like I feel like my head or my brain is very stubborn. It doesn't want to learn Chinese, so it's a bit tricky by then. But then I think I've put on my big girl panties on, and I'm soldiering on. Hasn't been that bad.
What do you love about China, apart from your job and the money?
We do love the money. What do I love about it? You know what? That's an interesting question. Okay, I like the convenience, right? It's a very convenient country. I like the safety. It's very safe. I also, weirdly enough, love the fact that I'm just living my life away from everyone.
Right.
Yeah, like there's a lot of isolation when you live in China, unless if like there's times like this where there's social gatherings. But I think most of the time, a lot of us are always alone. So it's nice, but it can also suck. But I think for the most part, I'm enjoying it because I'm just facing myself, you know, which is important.
What is your message to people back home who want to come to China? Because I'm a content creator, and when I post my content on social media platforms, I get a lot of people who want to move to China.
Yes.
What is your message to them based on your experiences here?
Move. Do it. Because if you don't, you never will. Do you understand what I mean? And if the opportunity like avails itself, like do it, because it's so beautiful to be well traveled, like and know more. Like there's 7 billion people in the world, and you only know that statistically for as long as you're in your own home country. The minute you tap into another country, you go abroad, you become international, you are global, that changes. That's a different perspective. That's actually like the reality of it. So my advice is do it. Move. Try it out. Like give yourself a year, 18 months, something, you know, but let it not be a no. Because you don't know what awaits you on the other side. And I'm telling you now, when you're like abroad and in a bigger global space, like you meet the people that put you in the rooms that you need to get into to get where you want to be in life.
More than welcome to come. Try your luck. There's a saying that says the apple is big enough for everyone, right? So yes, we can all share the apple or the pie. So just keep on trying, and then at the end of the day, we will be moja.
All right, look in the camera and send a word of advice to your fellow South Africans or black women who want to come to China. What should they know? How should they prepare mentally, emotionally, psychologically before moving to China?
Wow. Let me see. I think, you know what? I don't know. I don't think there's much prep that you can do. You just need to be like, listen, I am going to a new country. I want to challenge myself. I want to see if I can survive in a new country. And you'd be surprised. Like I moved here, I've grown so much. I have started like a business. Like I've done a lot of things that I didn't think I would do. So go for it. I'd say go for it. Don't be scared, because a lot of people are scared. People are scared to leave home. You'll come back, you know? So.
All right, we are done. Peace out. All right, thank you so much for talking to me. I appreciate the time. Yeah, okay, we're done. Guys, do it. Travel, yeah? Come to travel. Not only China, travel.
Yes.
Thank you. We are done.
Aye, we're done.
We are done.